Hi guys, and welcome to today's pick a card reading. I'm so sorry that I've been absent, but I've had some things to tend to. I am back now, at least for now anyway. So I've missed you guys. I hope you guys have been doing really well. So today's pick a card reading, we've got 3 piles, pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. And today's topic is what your future self wants you to know. Now, I am recording this on a very soft surface, so I do apologize if there's a little bit of a camera shake. Okay, so I have 2 different ways for you guys to pick today. So you can either do it intuitively and go by the cards if you wish. And I also have 3 jars of different things from nature for you guys to pick from as well, so you may wish to go that way. So let's take a look at those 3 piles now. Okay, so pile 1, we have some shells from the beach. There's a little bit of sand in there, there's some pebbles, and I also filled it up, sorry, I hope you guys can see, with some salt water from the beach as well. So if you guys are interested in that, and if you're drawn to that, then that might be one of your piles you may wish to pick. That is pile number 1. Okay, so for pile number 2, I really hope you guys can see that and it's in focus. We have some flowers. So I have some blue-eyed grass, I have some sea lavender, and I also have a rose petal as well as a curry flower in there. So if you're interested in that, that will be your pile number 2. Okay, and hopefully you can see that. Pile number 3, this will be your pile. So I have some tree bark in here. I have some tree bark from a gum tree, sorry. I have some silver birch. I also have a gum leaf there as well. I have a red leaf from a cherry blossom tree. There's some cypress, and there is also a fern leaf. So hopefully that is focused, you guys can see that. So that will be your pile number 3 if you're interested in that. Okay guys, so those are the 3 piles. So I'm going to give you guys a moment in just a second to focus. I want you guys to relax, take a deep breath, and really tap into some of that intuition and see which pile is the pile for you. I have the timestamps in the description box as well as in the comment section, and I just want to say thanks for tuning in. If you guys really do enjoy my videos, please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And if this did resonate with you today, please leave me a message down in the comments. Okay, without further ado, let's go to you guys having a chance to pick your piles. I'm going to give you guys about 15 seconds, and then I'll see you at your timestamp. Thanks, guys. Hi pile 1. So sorry about the closeness of all the cards. I'm really strapped for space, so sorry about that. Anyways, hopefully you can see all those cards. I do have a few more to add, so we'll get to those when we get to those, maybe later on. So you guys have the Page of Cups, the 9 of Pentacles, the Hanged Man. You have the Dragon, the Whale, Self-Love in Reverse, and Trust. So just give me a moment here to see what I am getting. So first of all, I want to start off with the Page of Cups. So I'm sensing that for some of you, this could be a dream or a goal or something that you were aspiring towards that you've either left behind or you've sort of given up on. And I'm sort of seeing that with the self-love in reverse, this could be a situation where you guys aren't believing in yourselves enough. And with the trust card as well, I just don't think that there's enough belief in this. You have this dream, I feel like, guys, that you've really wanted, and it's great to have dreams and it's great to have aspirations, but there's two sides to this. A part of going after something that you really, really want requires you to put in work and effort, okay? And that's part of what the Page of Cups talks about, okay? It can talk about having persistence, you know, really putting in that effort to go for that dream. And the other part of it is having that belief in yourself and the dream, that this can come to fruition, that this can be something beautiful, okay? So this could be something that maybe you guys have been manifesting or trying to, like I said, bring into fruition. Now we do have the Hanged Man card here. So this can be about you guys possibly changing your perspective, okay, to try and see maybe there's another way of doing things. Maybe there's an angle of this project or this dream that you haven't quite seen yet. The Page of Cups too can talk about, you know, a sort of perspective as well. And the Page of Cups being quite an emotional card as well. And Cups obviously being about emotions. And of course you did pick the little beach bottle today. So this could very well be somewhat too about your emotions. And we have the Whale, which is really great. That is such a great synchronicity to get with the pile that you picked. Now, if I'm looking at these two animal cards, there's a few things that I'm getting here. Immediately when I saw the Whale card, any of my fellow 80s kids out there and 90s kids as well will know of the film Free Willy. And this is really making me think of Free Willy, how the whale was trapped in this sort of little swimming pool. You know, his day-to-day life was doing performing for, you know, people and things like that, and eventually, you know, he starts getting really sad and down and depressed, and, you know, they end up realizing that he's unhappy, and that he's missing his family, and he just wants to be out in the ocean, and they end up freeing him. Sorry to be a spoiler, guys, if you haven't seen that movie, but they do end up freeing him, and he goes out into the ocean, and he goes towards his family. So this is making me think of Free Willy. So there could be a scenario here where perhaps you're feeling a little bit trapped. If it's in the sense of this dream that I'm talking about, if you guys are resonating with this, you may feel like you don't have all the answers right now, you don't have all the options, or maybe you tried to do something and you felt like you were sort of stuck in trying to get it to fruition and it couldn't happen. For some of you, if this is talking about emotions, some of you may feel a little bit stuck maybe in your emotions, and this could be a really great time for you guys to open up more and speak out about how you're feeling towards someone. And if this, seeing as the whales are very family driven, this could be in terms of you speaking to family or someone that's just people that are very close to you if you're having issues with speaking out. About how you're feeling and things like that. We do have quite a bit of blue showing up here too. We have blue here and we have the blue here as well. So this could be throat chakra work, I'm sensing as well. So if you guys are having issues speaking out, this could be a throat chakra issue. But I'm actually getting to that with the dragon. That this is about you sort of stepping into your power a bit as well, and this could be this opportunity or there is an opportunity coming for you guys to actually speak out and stand more in your power. And of course, with the Nine of Pentacles there, this is exactly what she embodies. And when I say she, of course, this is not gender specific, guys, so please don't take that to heart when I say she. So it could be male or female. But the Nine of Pentacles is somebody that is very independent, that can stand on their own, and you know, they are financially stable and just generally stable, because of course Pentacles being an earth sign as well, so they are very grounded. And she's just, if you look at the traditional card, you see a lady and she's just very in peace and confident. Again, like I said, not gender specific. And she's also very comfortable. She's out in nature and things like that. And I just feel like she just embodies that sort of idea that, you know, we can stand on our own, and we do have this strength and this willpower within us to do and create whatever we want, you know, into fruition and into our reality. So if this is something that you guys are relating to, then yeah, I feel like this is about for some of you stepping into your own power, just in general. But again, for others that this is a dream or something, I want you guys to know with the Page of Cups too, again, this is about persistence. So the funny thing with dreams is that we can have a lot of different things that we attain to achieve, that we want to attain, and we come up with these ideas and we think it's going to be great, and the first sign of trouble, the first sign of a challenge, we back away, or we turn away and we say, okay, maybe that wasn't for me, or maybe that's not going to work out, and we don't want to put the hard work in. And so I feel like, you know, sometimes the cards can call us out a little bit too, and I think your future self is definitely saying here, you know, persistence is the key. So if and for some of you too, this can be a dream maybe that you had a while ago that is going to come back into your field of vision. Maybe there is something that you did want to do in the past that is going to come back for you guys and resurface again, maybe because, you know, a lot of this too with the Dragon, the Page of Cups, even the Hangman, this can be your intuition as well. Sorry about that, guys. Hopefully you can still see everything. You won't believe what just happened. Like I said, I'm recording on an unstable surface, and my camera literally just fell over and then just ruined my little setup and everything. Anyways, we're okay. So where was I? Right. So yeah, so for some of you, this could be a dream returning. So you may get some kind of a sign too through your intuition. So pay attention to that as well. There may be some messages coming for you, or even this can just be a general epiphany of a brand new dream that you may wish to go forward with. But again, to get to that Nine of Pentacles, this is about persistence. This is about you guys following through on an idea, not just having the idea, and realizing that as much as Spirit can try and help you, as much as universe can try and help you, or Creator, whatever you believe, you still have to put some effort in, you still have to put some work in. And trust me, guys, this is coming from a place of experience from me, because I have had a lot of dreams that I didn't follow through on enough. And I do look back sometimes and think to myself, what could have been if I'd have really put the effort in? So it is a situation where you do need to put effort in to these things as well. So it's like doing your part, you know, you know, you may wish upon a star for these kinds of things, and that's all well and good, but at the same time, you need to take some action and take some steps towards these things as well in order to see them come to fruition. So again, with the Dragon, yes, this could be Spirit as well. This can also mean that you're protected as well. It could also mean that your dream is a bit protected. So perhaps if this is something that Spirit sees it's really been good for your higher self, or your, you know, this is something that you're really destined to do, sometimes those dreams can come back around to us, resurface again, and we move forward in that sense. I just am seeing, though, with this self-love, I just want to make sure that you guys are really taking care of yourselves, okay? Because this did come out in reverse, and I was debating as to whether to keep it in reverse, but I have. So what I want to say to you guys is, you know, just make sure that you guys do believe in yourselves, okay? Because everybody has the ability to make their lives a dream. They really do. So many people think that dreams, you know, are really unattainable, or there's so many things in life that we just can never have. You know, I can't want for this, I can't, you know, have this or that or the other. And sometimes too, I saw something the other day. If any of you guys are watching, if you guys are any Australians watching, the great, what is it? Oh gosh, sorry guys. This is what I'm saying. Did I mention already? I did about the throat chakra. So you know already now I'm starting to stumble upon my words. The Great Race. I'm sorry guys, I don't watch the show, but the race where they go, like the couples, the groups, they go all around the world. I forget what that's called, if you know that show. And this year, because of COVID and everything, the one for Australia is actually being done just around Australia. Anyways, one of the contestants on the show, you see it in the ad, and she says, the only thing that is standing in your way is you. And that is very, very true, and I just wanted to point that out. Sometimes we are our own detriment, you know. Sometimes we are our own blockages, and you know, we can put things in our way, and we say, oh God, why is this happening? Why is that happening? But sometimes it actually is us, you know. And sometimes all it takes is just that little bit of belief and faith, and again, trust in yourself, trust in the universe, you know, to really push yourself forward to see these things through. So if this is a dream for you guys, I really hope that, you know, you do start believing in yourself more. Please do, because you guys can do this. I have the utmost faith in you guys, and so does Spirit, so does Universe, and this is why these messages have come through today. And also, if this, again, for some of you, if this is in terms of emotions and speaking out, you know, this is very important for you guys, perhaps even a lesson to learn coming forth, you know, to stand in your truth and to really, you know, stand in your own power, and, you know, speak what you feel. Because again, people aren't mind readers, you know, and they really aren't. And that's another lesson that I gradually am learning, you know, in honesty myself. And especially too, I notice myself being an empath. So if there's any empaths out there and you guys are in this pile, you're going to understand this. But I think as an empath, you know, I always sort of assumed sometimes that, like how I feel energy and I feel other people's feelings, they should be able to sense that in me. And so a lot of the times I wasn't speaking out, I wasn't saying my truth, I wasn't talking about how I felt, because I had this feeling that they should just know. And then when I realized later on that they didn't know, they didn't have the ability, they didn't have that extra sense, it was very important of me to have, you know, spoken out and said how I was feeling. And actually, you know, to have done that would have stopped a lot of challenges that we went through. Okay, so I have some other cards to go through as well. So we're going to start off with this card here. So we have Freedom, Horse, and it's also number 24, so that might mean something for you guys. 24th perhaps of the upcoming month, or maybe that's a birthday date or something like that. That also turns into a 6, breaks down to a 6. So with the Freedom, yeah, so for some of you guys, you know, this, for the ones that are relating to sort of needing to speak their truth a bit more, stand in their own power in that kind of sense about how they're feeling, so on and so forth, this may resonate for you guys. Once you guys do this, you're gonna notice that sense of freedom. You guys are going to really see the change and the transformation that will take place from standing in your truth and speaking your truth. But also too, for those of you that are, you know, chasing a dream, you guys literally, you know, are going to be opening that door for yourselves. With that persistence, that determination, you know, taking actual steps, you know, towards your goal, not just solely relying on the universe. Trust is important. Universe is always supporting us, yes, and of course the belief in yourself, but also remember too, like I said, that it takes you to actually take some action, take some steps towards it as well, to start seeing things moving ahead and in forward motion. When I see this freedom card, now this could just be because I was listening to this the other day, but it makes me think of the song Horses by Daryl Braithwaite, if you guys know that song. So there could be a message in that for you guys, just because I felt called to bring that up. But also too, it's funny because the film clip actually talks about sorry, it doesn't talk about, the film clip actually shows Daryl on a white horse riding through the sands on the beach. So that's just, you know, and that makes me think of freedom. What could be more freeing than seeing a horse galloping through the sands on the side of the beach, you know, the wind blowing in its mane and that kind of, do you know what I mean? Like, it's just so like dreamy at the same time, but it's like, it just epitomizes that idea of freedom, you know what I'm saying? And you know, this may be a thing too. This is probably why you guys chose this pile too, with the beach sort of theme in the jar, because, you know, you may find that going to the beach is very freeing for you. It's also very cleansing as well, you know, in terms of energy, cleansing your energy and being able to gain, you know, for me, the beach and seeing that vast expanse of ocean really opens up my perspective. You know, and I'm able to see things in a different light and see things more clearer sometimes too, because, you know, water can be very cleansing, and I often find going to the beach offers me up a lot of clarity. So that could be something for you guys as well, as to perhaps why you chose this pile. So Spirit could be sort of indicating perhaps it's time to, if you have the opportunity, of course not everybody lives near a beach or near, you know, some kind of water, be it a river or a pond or something like that. But this may be, you know, just a little inkling for you to sort of head in that direction and take some time out, like the Hanged Man, and just, you know, try and see things in a bit of a different light. All right, so what I'm saying is, with this little bottle, this is making me think with that shell, and how there probably would have been a sea creature inside it. Obviously not anymore, but it's making me think of the Hermit card. So this could be a time where you guys, you know, really need to go within, just to tap into that intuition, tap into that inner wisdom. Of course, the dragon and the whale both talk about wisdom too. And the whale is making me think of Moby Dick. So that could be something for you guys. You guys might be writers. That might be one of your dreams. This is maybe where you guys are wanting to head towards. And seeing as we're talking about communication, this could be singing for some of you guys as well. You know, or something in the communications sector, to where you're communicating with others. But yeah, it's making me think of that. And I think, you know, the whole thing is the fact that the little creature isn't in there anymore. It's time to come out of your shell, guys. And I think that that's true for the portion of people in this reading that resonate with, you know, speaking your truth, standing in your own power, and so on and so forth. So I just wanted to mention that there. So we do have these other two cards. I'm going to take a look at this one. Oh. Okay. My happiness is a direct reflection of my level of faith in the universe. My happiness is a direct reflection of my level of faith in the universe. Again, trust. Yeah, guys? This is about trusting yourself, trusting the universe, trusting the process as well, guys, okay? Trusting this process. And that's where your happiness lies. I have a Happi card here. It says, manifest something simple like a parking space for practice. So some of you guys may be manifesting this or trying out manifestation techniques. If you are, Spirit's quite correct here. Start from something small. I'm now thinking of that What About Bob film, you know, with the baby steps. If anyone's seen that, sorry, I watch a lot of films and things, and I tend to either quote films or music, because yeah, that's just me. So so, you know, yeah, this could be something like that for you guys. But again, I just think this is sort of showing about taking those steps, you know, forward, and just like the river rocks in the water, you know, one step to the next step to the next step, you know. Again, I might have mentioned before, I'm pretty sure I did, you don't go from point A to Z, right? You go from A to B, and so on and so forth. So, you know, if it's looking like you're thinking to yourself, you know, this dream is really unattainable, maybe it's just, again, your perspective. It's the fact that you're seeing, you know, too much of the bigger picture, and, you know, maybe you need to start realizing what steps you can take to actually get further towards your dream. And it's not something that's going to happen overnight. So again, if you're trying to manifest this, it may not happen overnight, but it's going to be something over time. But start you know, with little steps and just see how you go. And again, with that Page of Cups, it's persistence, guys. So stick with it. If it's something that really speaks to your truth, really speaks to your heart, to your soul, and you really want to do it, and you feel invested in it, you know, persistence pays off. Okay, so I'm going to take a look now at your White Light Oracle card. So let's see what you got. Okay, so we have Vulva of Cedar. Now, just based on looking at this card, I'm, of course, like I said, going to read from the book. What I see in this, she actually looks like she's floating in water to me, just based on how her hair is sort of placed. So it makes me think of like how you float in water. Oh, and this is just coming to my mind too. Those sense deprivation tanks. That could be something for you guys too. But I just honestly do feel like just being near water or being in water could, you know, really be, you know, effective for you guys at this time, to tap into that intuition, to tap into, you know, some of the things. Spirit may be sending, like I said, sending you some new inspiration and things as well. So if Spirit is, you know, again, you know, listen to what your inner voice is saying. And again, with that Page of Cups, you know, another reason why you guys might have chosen this pile is because you might be a water sign, so Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. I'm also seeing here, if you look up close, sorry, I don't know if my camera is going to focus on that. But right here, she's got some sort of oval-shaped indents in her skin. And that is making me think of all the different chakras. So again, there could be a clue in there for you guys to focus on some of your chakras. I'm seeing sacral, sorry. I am seeing your throat chakra, like we talked about, but I'm also seeing third eye as well. And again, opening your third eye or working on your third eye is going to help with your intuition. Now with her hands, the way they're placed here, it also looks like she looks peaceful, but I'm also feeling like the way that she's got her hands placed on her chest, it's like she's protecting herself. And again, this is making me connect with those of you that are, you know, sort of needing to speak up more about your feelings and things like that. So I think, you know that you guys are protected always, of course, by universe. By spirit, but also, you know, sometimes too we can overprotect ourselves in terms of creating a blockage around ourselves and sort of what's the word I'm after? We sort of, I don't want to say yes, block our progress, but we also entrap ourselves in some ways, you know, by not speaking up, by not speaking our truth and saying things. And sometimes we can be too closed off to communication with others, and to other people, and opening up to other people that do really want to listen and do really want to be there for us, and you know, do have an interest and in what we're wanting to say and how we're feeling. So okay, let me read this out though. So I'm going to read this to you guys. So let me pop this here, right? Your inner spiritual power can heal circumstances in your life and our world in ways greater than you realize. Journey within to gain clarity and conscious redirection of your inner energies towards what you wish to manifest. Do not try to control what is happening. Instead, work to bring positive influence to bear so that you may contribute constructively towards shaping the outcome for the greatest good. From the Norse traditions of Scandinavia comes the sorcery of Cedar. Sorry, it's pronounced Cedar, not cedar. The practice of cracking open an egg in order to read and also shape the future. The egg is a symbol of infinite divine potential and the beginning of new life. Cedar is a mysterious soothsaying or visionary practice which also involves shamanic healing to divine an appropriate pathway through times of trouble and communal strife. Through prayer, chant, and binding magic, as well as visionary practices in an altered state, all of which is supported by focused collective intention, a powerful healing takes place. The appearance of this oracle indicates that your soul talents, whatever they may be, can be of influence in the world. If you dedicate yourself to personal development for the greater good, you can contribute to the spiritual evolution of humanity. Even if our intentions are pure, believing we know what should happen to whom and when is the working of the ego and not the soul. We may want the best for all beings, but we cannot know why their path is unfolding as it is, or what their soul needs to learn. Cedar is a practice of shadows and spellcasting, binding and release, which could be used for higher purpose or personal gain. It dwells upon the borders of morality. The spiritual maturity of the practitioner will determine whether its effects are for good or ill. This oracle advises us that good intentions are not enough to ensure the outcome of our efforts is beneficial. We need the wisdom that comes through surrendering into divine intelligence. With an awakened heart, it is possible to be a clear channel for spiritual light in this world, dedicating our soul talents to overcoming hate and diversiveness. Traditionally, the practitioner of Cedar was a spiritual leader known as Volva or Vola, soothsayer or seer. Spicona, a woman of prophecy, or Secona, woman of magic. She would not work alone, but called upon community members to empower the practice. When we choose to align our actions with our heart's truths, we become the spiritual birth mothers of founding fathers of a more spiritually advanced humanity. Tremendous creative power is generated when a group comes together in focused practice. If you seek to work with others, be aware of the positive potential and proceed with integrity and care. The patron goddess of Cedar is Freya, the Norse goddess with an insatiable appetite for pleasure, life, sensuality, and finer things, and unconditional freedom to be as she chooses. She is also a goddess of war, hence she is not afraid to enter into battle nor love. Her husband Odin is associated with prophecy, inspiration, and ecstasy. When he is away from her, she weeps red gold tears. No stranger to suffering or ecstatic pleasure. Freya is the divine Volva. She reminds humanity of both our innate spiritual power to embrace all of life and the inner spiritual resources we have to make it through any difficulty without compromising our hearts. The art of Cedar is one of collective dreaming and doing. It is the ability to move in darkness, to become wise to our potential, to become manipulative, controlling, and therefore negative, and to outsmart that by consciously choosing to bring love, freedom, spiritedness, and passion, the hallmarks of our sorceress Freya, into our lives. The message of this oracle is that you are able to bring a positive influence into whatever situations or circumstances unfold in your life. Dedicate yourself to goodness. Believe in your power to effect positive change. So that is your message, guys. And this was your reading. I really hope it resonated. Please let me know down in the comments if it did. Again, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this reading or if you enjoy my channel, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye, Pile 1. Hey, Pile 2. So if you chose Pile 2 with the little purple and yellow flowers, then this is your reading. So we have the Devil, we have the Four of Swords, we have the Magician, we have the Lizard, the Dragonfly, Inner Child, Dreams. So these are the cards I'm going to start with, but we also have some extra oracle here as well, which I'll be getting to in just a moment. So let me just focus here and see what I am getting. So obviously straight away I am going to be drawn straight to the Devil card, because out of all the other cards that you have, it's the one that brings the most, I don't want to say negative, negativity, but I mean it brings up challenges, right? So this may be a scenario that you're in right now. So this devil energy might be around you right now, and this is your future self telling you to do your best to relieve yourself of these chains that the devil has you entrapped in right now. Because on all the devil cards, you can see that in the traditional tarot and this one as well, there are chains here. And so you may feel trapped in a certain situation right now. You may feel like something's got a bit of a hold of you in some kind of, well, yes, negative way. I don't want to say negativity. I hate saying the negative stuff. But it is a fact of life, right? There is good and bad in all things. So, and we are about truth on this channel. So this could be a negative situation that you guys are finding yourself in right now. The devil can talk about things in excess. So there might be something that you guys are doing that isn't serving you right now, that you know might be a bad habit or something. You guys might be feeling like you're stuck in a situation, perhaps even with someone around you or a situation around you that might seem a little bit toxic. And you know, yeah, this even could be addiction in some ways for some people. But what I'm seeing here with all the other cards, I see your future self is wanting to tell you, and Spirit's wanting to tell you to focus. Now is a time of focus. Now is a time to seriously think about what direction you are heading in. And I see that with the dragonfly. I see that with the fact that we have the Four of Swords, the dreams. There could be a chance for some of you guys, you may feel like you're floating sort of in a bit of space right now, and you're unsure of, you know, which way you're headed, where you want to go, what you want to do. And Spirit's reminding you of your dreams, your passions, and, you know, goal setting, things to take yourself out of this devil energy and put your focus into something else. We also have the Inner Child card here, and what I want to say about that, there's two things I want to say about that. So when I talk about Inner Child, the best way that I like to describe what the Inner Child is, it's like the purest part of ourselves. So I often find that when we're children, we have this innocence to ourselves. We have this purity. We have this fun outlook on the world. We're forgiving. We're accepting. We just go with whatever, you know, and it's so freeing for us at that moment, at that point in our lives. And sometimes as adults, we get too caught up in the mundane, into the you know, the everyday tasks that we have to do, responsibilities, so on and so forth, that we forget about that part of ourselves. And in turn, we forget about the dreams that we have, the things that our soul has been searching for, that our soul desires, you know, that our heart is really wanting. And we forget about these things. And so there's a call for you guys right now to tap into that inner child. That's going to help you guys figure out where you want to move, how you want to move forward, basically. And a lot of the times we forget to tend to an inner child, and I promise you guys, once you do, you're gonna feel so much better. And you may be thinking, okay, how do I tap into my inner child? Look, there are several ways you guys can do this, and it's going to be different for all of you. But I can tell you something. Now, I was born in 1986, and I mentioned this briefly with part 1. There's a bit of a debate as to whether I was literally like an 80s child or whether I was a 90s child. And, you know, I still hold strong to the fact that, hey, I spent 4 years in the 1980s, so I consider myself an 80s child, but yes, of course, most of my growing up was done within the 90s. So anyways, I, started listening to some of the songs and the bands that I used to love back when I was a kid in the 90s, and it just really inspired me. It brought back that childlike happiness, that fun, that playfulness inside me again, and it really did spur me on to go, oh, you know what, I can do this, and oh, I forgot, that's right, I wanted to do this, and so that for me was one of the ways that it helped me get back into my inner child and show my inner child some love too, because your inner child is never gone, it's always a part of you, and sometimes we forget to show some love to our inner child. And of course, rose quartz being about love as well. And so I want to mention too, having some rose quartz around you is also another way that's going to help you tap into that. So if you do have some rose quartz, carry it around with you, take it with you. It is a beautiful crystal to have around in general. Just because of its loving aspects and that loving energy that it emits. But yeah, so, and this is for some of you too, this is sort of came up a bit in part 1, so you may feel called to listen to part 1 if you wish. This could be a dream perhaps resurfacing as well, that you might have had as a child. I said this to part 1. Or maybe there was something that you really wanted to do in part 1 that's going to inspire you now, and maybe it might be a revised version, it might be the more adult version or the more sort of realistic version, because sometimes I know we get very dreamy as kids and we come up with these grand ideas and schemes, and sometimes they're not always doable, but I always still like to say nothing's impossible, so it's just a matter of having that trust, love and faith in ourselves and in the universe, and realistically anything's possible. And we do have the Magician there as well, so that is another sign for you guys to just remind you that you are the manifester. So you if you're wanting to manifest something, just know that you have the tools to do so, okay? And you are in control of that, like we all are in our lives. We do hold the reins in our lives, as much as we often forget that, and we think that we're bound by outer influences, we are bound by circumstances and social sort of classes and things that are expected of us in our lives, and we think that we're so sort of trapped sometimes that some of the things that we really want we think is just not possible or we can't achieve, but in actual fact we can, and we do hold control of our own lives. So Spirit is really wanting you to get yourself out of this devil energy, to release yourself. And the thing about the devil card in the traditional sense, when you look at the artistry on it and you look at the artwork, it actually shows two people that have the chains around their neck, but it's loose. So they have the ability to take those chains off, just free themselves. Okay, just completely free themselves. They're not actually as trapped as they feel. It's like that 8 of Swords card. You're not as trapped as you feel. So whatever this is, this devil energy that's around you right now, whatever this means for you, this is something that you can absolutely free yourself from, okay? This is something totally doable, and you guys are going to come out of this. This is what Spirit wants you to do. This is what your future self is telling you. Come out of this energy and come into the new energy, the brighter energy. Remember your dreams again. create dreams. If you don't remember any that you might have had, you know, back then, or you don't have anything that you're currently reaching for, there's no particular direction, think about that. Take some time out. Again, that's with the Four of Swords. Rest and relaxation is important for you guys right now. Time to reflect. Reflect on what's going on in your life right now. What can you change? Where do you want to head to? What's your direction? And the great thing about the lizard and the dragonfly is actually the lizards are really fast. You know, have you ever seen, you know, it depends. I'm looking at this too. You may be somebody who actually even lives in sort of, you know, that kind of environment with where lots of lizards are. So you might be in the desert or something like that, you know, wherever you are in the world. And you may see lots of lizards. But in general, you know, you see them out in the garden and stuff like that. And, you know, did you ever do that when you were a kid and you would go to see the lizard and you'd go to like pick him up or something and he would just take off like nobody's business, and wow, where did he go? And you just, yeah. So lizards are very fast, and dragonflies too, they dart. They are able to just quickly as anything change direction. Okay, and so this is another message that Spirit has for you, that your future self has for you, okay, is that, you know, build up that momentum. Get that, as far as the lizard goes, build up that momentum. Get those ideas flowing. Get those dreams coming out. You know, go for what you want. Go for what you want. Make sure that, you know, you are reaching for something, because Spirit doesn't want you trapped in this devil energy. Spirit doesn't want you just floating around in a sea of nothing, you know, of air, of water, whatever it is that you might feel like you're feeling a little lost in right now. Spirit wants you to regain that direction, okay, and get those goals happening, you know, things that you want to achieve in your life, things that you want to head for. And, you know, again, with the lizard and the dragonfly, you know, figure out which direction you want to head in. Where do you want to head to? And it's about going with the flow with the lizard as well. Lizard, you know, energy, it's about, you know, really just sort of, as much as it's important to sort of know a general direction and where you're headed, and okay, this is what I want and this is the path that I'm, you know, walking down towards, so on and so forth. There are some things sometimes that can be a little bit out of our control, in the sense of, excuse me, in the sense of, you know, if we're destined for something, the universe, something's fated or whatever, sometimes, you know, the way that happens sometimes is a little bit out of our control. But, you know, sometimes it's just best to go with the flow and just see where that takes us. Sometimes, you know, we focus too much on the outcome, but we don't enjoy the journey. Or sometimes, you know, we're, again, too focused on that outcome that we don't even see the steps that are needed to take to get to the outcome. And then what happens is very similar to what I told Part 1. And then what happens is we're lost, or we find that what we were trying to attain, what we were trying to achieve, didn't come to fruition. It didn't come to anything. And fruition, you know, makes me think of like flowers blossoming, right? You're trying to grow this flower right now. You were trying to, at the moment, you're at this planting the seed stage. Yeah, Spirit's telling you you're at a planting a seed stage, but you totally have the power. You have the ability to grow this into something, to really take control of your life and start, you know, grow a garden, guys, you know. It's making me think of that Secret Garden movie, and they were teasing that little girl Mary about, you know, with the poem, Mary, Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? With silver bells and cockle shells and pretty maids all in a row, right? But what do you want? If someone gave you a bare patch of earth right now, this is what I want to ask you guys. If someone gave you a bare patch of earth and they said you can do anything you want with this land, you can plant anything you want, grow anything you want, do whatever you want. It's your blank canvas. What are you going to do? What do you want to do? This is what Spirit wants you to ask yourself. So this is really important for you guys to take some time out right now and really think about these things. Okay? So let's have a look at some of your other cards here. Now I'm going to leave this card to last. So let's have a look here. Peacock, prosperity, fantastic. So there's no doubt that what you set your mind to can come to fruition, can be prosperous for you. And you know, if that's something that you're looking for right now, you know, a little bit of prosperity, a little bit of abundance, you know, head in that direction, guys. Go for it. You can make your dreams a reality, and like I said, with the Magician, you have the tools to do so. And this is also making me think of how when peacocks, they, you know, sort of open up their feathers, and how grand it looks and how beautiful it is, but also, you know, they strut their stuff. They walk around like they're, you know, oh, they're everybody's business, you know, and it's just, I see you guys encompassing that energy, changing from the devil energy into this. Turn things around for yourself, shift the energy, shift your focus into the future, shift your focus into this prosperity that can be yours. All you have to do is say, yes, yes, I want this. Yes, I am going to get this. Take the steps. Take the first step. So that's also number 39. So that breaks down to a 12, which also breaks down to a 3. So 3 might be really important for you guys right now. You also might be seeing synchronicities like 333. And of course, maybe the number 9 might mean something for you guys as well. So we'll pop that there. Let's see what else we have. Perfect. I am the loving energy of the universe. So, yes, definitely. You guys, of course, we're all loving energy of the universe. The universe loves us very much. And, you know, it's that thing too, that law of attraction thing of like what you put out into the universe, you get back. And, you know, don't forget, you know, show that love, express that love, and it will be returned to you tenfold, I promise you. Also, again, remembering that with the inner child, you know, you, as children, we understand this, we have these understandings, and we seem to forget some of this stuff as we get older as adults, we really do. Okay, fantastic. So this is your happy card. So this says declutter your space equals declutter your mind. So if you guys are thinking, well, I've been feeling really, you know, sort of stuck, and I don't know what I feel, where I want to head. I know you're saying, you know, take a direction, but I just don't know. Again, embrace that 4 of Swords energy. Take some time out, take some rest and relaxation, take some reflection, but do it in a space that is clutter-free. Do it in a space that makes you feel at peace, that makes you feel comfortable, that, you know, allows you to take that time out to really think clearly. Okay, so if you are sort of living in a bit of a clustered environment right now, you know, you've got sort of stuff everywhere and you're thinking, oh, I'll worry about it later, I'll tidy that up later. Do it now, guys, do it now, because just that act of clearing your space is clearing a lot of that energy. Just remember too, everything is energy, and whenever you're dealing with things, you hold on to things, you take things, you borrow things, whatever, and we clutter it and we keep it all in this space that we are constantly in, we're living in, you know, that's a lot of energy around us. And unless we're constantly keeping on top of that and clearing that space out, it can get very cluttered, especially in our minds, and we're not clear as to where we're headed or what we're doing. So that's a very important message there from your future self and from Spirit. Declutter your space and declutter your mind, okay? So we're going to go on to the last message for you guys. This is the White Light Oracle. So I'm going to flip this one over and we're going to see here what this has to say. So we have the 7 blessings of Eve. And you'll notice too, with this being the snake, again, another reptile. So you guys might be living somewhere where you have a lot of reptiles around, or that could just be a separate message for you guys. You might see snake symbolisms or something like that. Let me know in the comments if you do, if you want to talk about that. So we're going to read this one out from the book. So 7 also, I just want to say, might be a number you see a lot in synchronicities as well. So again, 777. But I'm going to read this out of the book, okay guys? So I'm going to pop this one down.
A spiritual gift shall enter your heart and manifest as a blessing in your life. You have innate talents and abilities which will support your soul into full glorious manifestation. You have been blessed with a beautiful divine destiny to fulfill. You have natural healing ability. Choose your thoughts and words so they reflect what you truly wish to put out into the world, because your influence is stronger and further reaching than you realize. Eve dwelled in the original paradise, the Garden of Eden. She is the mother of knowledge. From knowledge, wisdom can be developed. Wisdom is the egg of Sophia, the divine feminine power to be a birth mother of higher consciousness, to bring forth the light of loving awareness. Eve's oracle is not an omen of being cast out of paradise. It is a sign that a false view which has been holding you captive is going to give way to a greater understanding which will empower you to be the bearer of light, a priestess or priest of the egg of Sophia. This oracle encourages you to seek the knowledge you need, to not be held captive by secrets or misinformation, and to know that from that knowledge you shall be able to shed false views, like a snake shedding its skin, and grow in wisdom. You shall know what you need to know and find your way in truth. The oracle also indicates a shift away from shame and confusion, perhaps feeling you have something to prove, or that you are not enough, or that you have to atone for a failing in this life or other lifetimes. Instead, your soul is moving you towards a realization of the inherent goodness and grace that is your real nature. You are blessed. You are granted a unique, unrepeatable human life. Even if you believe in reincarnation, acknowledging the soul continues to grow over many lifetimes. There will only be one lifetime when you are this you. If you treasure this life, you will become bolder, more fearless, more willing to step up as your real self, more willing to engage in healing and say yes to what makes your heart sing. There is a rabbinic saying that every time a human being walks down the street, a choir of angels cries. Make way for the image of God is approaching. Loving humanity is not always easy, especially when the darker side of human nature causes such suffering. Yet there is much heroism, love, kindness, and nobility too. Look to the positive and open your heart to the best in yourself and those around you. Choose to see and nurture the spiritual light in yourself and others to the best of your ability. We are all growing and evolving in our own way. Even those who trouble your heart are doing their best. Acknowledge that humans have limited capacities and deserve compassion and a chance to awaken spiritually nonetheless. Do not, however, allow yourself to become a doormat to anyone's ego games. Entrust the spiritual process and protection of all beings to the divine feminine as you care for yourself and others as consciously as you can. Certain numbers have a sacred significance that crosses religious and cultural boundaries. 7 is one such number with significance in Hinduism, Judaism, Christianity, Islam, Jainism, Buddhism, Baha'i, and the New Age. The spiritual power of 7 includes a natural charisma and capacity to be an influential channel for higher wisdom. The presence of 7 is a sign from the universe to reconnect to the sacred. The oracle of the 7 blessings of Eve is a reminder that you are a sacred being and have no need to hold yourself hostage to shame, blame, guilt, anger, judgment, or fear. Acknowledge your connection to the spiritual knowledge, pray, and your prayers shall be answered.
I hope that resonated. If it did, please let me know down in the comments, and if you like my channel, please like and subscribe. I hope you're all doing well, and I will see you on the next reading. Take care. Hi pile 3, we are finally on to you guys, yay! So this is your reading. So we have the 8 of Cups, the 10 of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, we have music, we have emotional healing, earthworm, and hummingbird. Now I do have some other oracle which we will get into towards the end, but I'm going to start with this. So let me just see what I'm getting here, guys. I'm obviously being drawn to the two fantastic cards that we have there, being the Ace of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups talking about fulfillment, happiness, you know, it can be the family card too, so happiness, you know, within the family. The Ace of Pentacles being that brand new energy. I love aces so much because it's that new energy. This can be something coming in for you too, can be in the financial sense, but it sometimes can be too like the start of like a project or something, or this can be an offer or something tangible that can be coming in for you as well. We also have the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups can talk about going on a bit of a journey. It can be travel. And it can be leaving something behind. Sometimes I take it personally as going on a journey to find something that you feel is missing in your life sometimes. And other times I take it as, you know, it can be leaving a situation behind that just doesn't serve you anymore. We also have the earthworm and we have the hummingbird. What I'm going to say about those is, and I think it's great because you guys obviously picked the pile with the tree bark and, you know, the tree leaves and things like that. So we've got a lot of earth sort of here with the earthworm, the emotional healing, the brown colored card there with the awakening crystal, and of course the hummingbird itself. So with the earthworm, now earthworms live underground, and I believe that they only surface for food, I think. But I do know that they come out like when it's raining. So, and I think that makes a lot of sense with that emotional healing. So for you guys, I feel like this could be a period of time perhaps where some grounding is needed. Maybe you guys have been going through a lot emotionally as well. And maybe I feel like for some of you, you're making this decision to sort of pick up and leave and go towards something new. And I think you guys are following your heart. I think there's something here where you guys are really going after something that you want. Now, for some of you guys, this could be music. Like in a literal sense, you guys might be following a dream, a long life dream of music or something. Because we do have the hummingbird here as well. But yeah, so the earthworm comes up when it's raining. And to me that just says that they are able to withstand that kind of weather. So whatever you guys have been going through, or whatever you're still going through, I think you are tough. You guys are tough. You've been through it, but you found yourself coming out the other side. Okay, just like the earthworm comes up and finds the light from the dark. I think you guys have done that. Excuse me if you can hear my stomach going. It is dinner time, and I'm about to get some dinner after I read this pile for you guys. So. And also too, I think it's interesting because earthworms, they don't actually have I believe that it's their bodies that sense sunlight, so they know whether they're still underground or whether they're out of the ground, which I believe is, and of course if it's raining, I guess if they have the sense to feel like that, which they would with the sun, then I guess it's another clue for them. But perhaps this is, and because it's an awakening crystal too, I feel like this emotional healing, this is something that's really sort of woke you up, in the sense of you've had to really go through the motions with these feelings and things that you've been dealing with. And I think you've sort of, I'm getting the sense here, the energy I'm sensing is that you've had enough. Okay, and we're back. Okay, and we're back with you, pile 3. I am sorry, I had an issue with my camera. It's just not been my day today for recording. It really hasn't. I had to redo pile 3's 3 times. I got interrupted, and I managed to go straight through with pile 2, and it started again with you guys. So sorry about that. But I was talking about you guys saying that you'd had enough up and leaving a certain situation, and I feel like you guys are doing this now in search of something new, but I don't feel like it's like you're necessarily, for some of you, I feel like you are just walking more towards your heart and your truth, and so I don't feel like it is a situation where you're actually leaving behind things that do need to be dealt with and you're not just up and running. But for some of you, I do feel that, you know, this is a period that you've sort of yet to go through with some of this emotional healing as well. And I think this is something that, you know, you may be hiding behind a little bit, I feel, with these emotions, and not really addressing the deeper issues as well too, which makes me think of the earthworm and this this whole pile that you've picked with the really earthy tone to it. But of course, with the 8 of Cups card and the 10 of Cups card and the emotional healing, this is a very emotional pile as well. This is quite a heavy energy, really, in some ways, but yet I also feel a bit invigorated as well. It's strange energy. I feel a bit like, whew, weighed down a little bit, but then I sort of feel like, you know, this is evaporating, this is changing, this is transforming. So I do feel like there's possibly 2 different little scenarios there. Let's get into your other oracle, and I am going to leave this one till last. So let's take a look at these. Okay, so we have links, secrets. What I'm getting with this, okay, you see how she's wearing, can you see how she's wearing a mask? For some of you, I feel like this is you hiding behind your emotions a little bit, or sort of a facade. I don't mean to say it like that. I'm not at all implying that you guys are deceiving anyone or anything. I'm just saying, if anything, you guys possibly are deceiving yourselves a little bit. And perhaps there's a need for you guys to really tap into your emotions more, to tap into what you're really feeling, to get underneath, like the earthworm, to get under the ground and really get deep within to see what's going on there. And, you know, in doing so, that's going to help you clear some air as well, and help you to know how to move forward, and, you know, where to go from here. So for some of you, this could be hiding behind your emotions a little bit and your feelings, perhaps towards others, or perhaps just, you know, with yourself as well. For others of you, I'm kind of sensing perhaps that this is like maybe even hidden talents. You may have a hidden talent in music, or some kind of hidden talent that you maybe haven't revealed to the world yet, or anybody else. It might be something that you've kept to yourself. And so I sense that this could be something that you're slowly going to start revealing, or you are about ready to reveal out into the world, that, you know, there is this passion that you have, or this talent that you have, ready to showcase. So that's one thing I see for you guys there with the links. I don't necessarily think this is about anybody keeping secrets from you or deceiving you in any way. I just feel like this is yourself. And the mask is sort of, you know, your form of, in some ways, protecting yourself. In other ways, I think it's just a way for you to sort of not deal with some of the emotions that you need to be dealing with right now. But I do feel like there is going to come a time soon, if it hasn't already happened, that you are going to delve deep and start dealing with these emotions. Because I feel like it is the only way for you guys to get to your happiness, to get to that 10 of Cups, and to, you know, sort of evolve and, you know, move on from these emotions that may be making you feel a little unstable. Thus, you know, my want to keep saying grounding. I just keep wanting to say grounding. So some of you may really need to do some groundwork, and, you know, the emotions may be making you sort of feel like it's a bit of an emotional roller coaster right now. So some of you may really be in need to address those, and, you know, to get that grounding happening as well. But, you know, I do sort of see, I think when I think of lynxes too, or cats in general, you know, I think playful and things as well. So I think also too, I mean, maybe this is you sort of, again, going after your heart's desire and realizing that you need more happiness, more, you know, fun in your life. And, you know, a lot of the times we're trapped into thinking that we always have to do things a certain way, or, you know, we always have to follow the logical way, and you know, we often sometimes ignore the heart's desires and what we're really wanting to do. And I feel like for some of you, this is you guys actually really going for that and taking that journey, and however long it takes to get there too. With the hummingbird, like I said, they can travel really long distances, so this may be quite a journey for you guys that you're going to start to be going on, but, you know, I feel like you guys are willing and ready to do that and take that time, however long it takes, you know, however long the road is. Okay, so we have here too, when I lean on certainty and faith, I change my mind about the world I see. So when I lean on certainty and faith, I change my mind about the world I see. So again, you know, having belief in yourself, belief in your talents as well, belief in the journey, right? And that you are going to get where you need to be. Okay, sorry guys. Okay, so your final card, Karma of Kutuhala. So this looks to be a phoenix, so I would say like a phoenix, you guys are rising up from the ashes. Let's see what it has to say. Oh, sorry, leave that there.
Your sacred soul passion is powerful enough to shift the state of your inner reality and your outer experience. So commit to what truly ignites your heart and do not be dissuaded by anything or anyone. If you are seeking to make a commitment, do so when it truly connects you to your heart. Follow your genuine, meaningful bliss. Know that no matter what appears to be, you shall prevail. You shall arise. Kutuhala is a Sanskrit term that translates as that which excites wonder. Even if it doesn't seem like it will lead us anywhere practical, following our bliss can allow for something beautiful and deeply fulfilling to unfold. We often pursue what is sensible and secure. Yet what could be more appropriate or divinely and delightfully inappropriate than pursuing a path so intoxicating, so fascinating, so utterly mesmerizing to the spirit that no matter what challenges arise, you feel so much love and commitment and passion, you shall not turn away. That is the stuff of potential greatness. We might call it being led by our hearts. Kutuhala is permission to do just that. The shadow side, or unconscious pursuit of Kutuhala, is seen when we chase our bliss in such a way that nothing genuine ever gets a chance to mature. We might be lured by greener grass and chase after every new possibility like a butterfly, flitting from place to place. This doesn't involve the heart, but rather the restless mind, which acts from fear and avoidance, rather than using passionate devotion as its foundation. The commitment that emerges out of true Kutuhala is not about clipping one's wings, but about growing them and learning how to fly skillfully. Without commitment, one takes a leap, tries to fly, fails, and rather than going through the process again and again until there is understanding that leads to mastery, one tries to ride a bike, or surf, dance, teach, heal, or innumerable other things, never giving any a chance to settle and evolve. There is inherent wisdom in Kutuhala. Let yourself be truly excited and inspired. Allow yourself to stumble, to not know, to become the holy mess that precedes sacred rebirth. When your attraction is deep and soulful, you will have the capacity to stay the course, even through difficulties. Don't allow the ego to tell you that the struggle must be a sign a path isn't right for you, and thus drag you away in search of a substitute paradise. The oracle of karma of Kutuhala can relate to those times when you are just discovering the path, feeling inexplicably fascinated by something, and are encouraged to explore what the true nature of that fascination could be. Then the karma of wonder is guiding us to fulfill the deepest longings of our soul and attain spiritual freedom in the process. We often think of karma as negative, but positive karma is our connection to guiding grace, the soul's delight that empowers us to live with joy and rapture. We can cultivate positive karma in the way we live our life, from the heart with forgiveness, a sense of worth and gentleness in our hearts. This oracle guides you towards spiritual empowerment, your ability, even today, to create something positive, gracious, loving. What ways of being and which practices could enhance your ability to be a generator of positive karma in this lifetime? Small steps can lead to great accomplishments when we stick to a path. Be patient in your passion and you shall go far. This oracle encourages you to recognize that in its own inimitable way, spirit is practical. It just tends to go via the deliriously rapturous, astonishing, and deeply healing route. Trust what you love and let your heart lead you. You and your life shall become luminous, sanctified in the grace of alchemical transformation. An unexpected and miraculous arising is at hand.